Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good morning and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I'm here with Welford TV and Doyle, aka Doylad, aka Freestyle DM. How are we, the firm?
Good.
I'm flying, lads. I'm all right. I mean, not looking forward to tomorrow, but I'm all right, lads. I'm alive.
Listen, let's touch on the elephant in the room. That there has been some rumours going around in the lead up to this game, the Red Bull Leipzig away game tomorrow in Budapest, kickoff at 8 p.m. UK time. But there have been some rumours in the last day or two after the defeat at Leicester. We'll come to you, Welford. The rumours that you've kind of been telling me that have happened, whether they have happened or not is a different story. But it seems like there was an altercation between Andy Robertson and Alisson in the changing room after the game on Saturday. What do you make of this, and how can it potentially affect this game tomorrow night?
Well, yeah, after obviously the Leicester game was a bit of a mad result. Liverpool dominated the game for 80 minutes, in my opinion, and then just things happening. Obviously, a lot of links are going around social media that some lad knows someone in Liverpool. I think it was Curtis Jones he knew, and information was coming out. No one really knows if it's 100% true, but there's a lot of rumours going around, so it does look quite promising that Alisson and Robertson had a bit of a bust up and were arguing, had a bit of a scrap, and then Klopp and Henderson had to split them up and that. So yeah, that's obviously not what you want to see at all. With Liverpool being such a good team over the past couple of years, being so a lot of togetherness, a lot of teamwork, and you never really want to see your players fighting. But it might just be someone trying to wind us up, but it does look very promising. There's a lot of reliable sources coming out with it, but you never want to see that, especially when we've had such a rough patch from this time. This is when the players need to stick together and get through it. They shouldn't be having a scrap and arguing and blaming the blame on different people. It's not fair. You need to stick together and get past this phase of blip or crisis, as we've been calling it, and focus on our next game, which is, for me, the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, Doyle, I mean, there was rumours that Klopp might quit, that he might walk, that he'd resigned after the game. I mean, these were all things that were obviously taken with a pinch of salt, but not nice things to hear, and especially when Klopp's going through such a difficult time right now anyway. It's nice to see that the fans have, left the message outside Anfield for him and this kind of thing. Did you ever have any doubt?
No, not at all. I think that the internet's full of crap. It's full of people just chatting a load of nonsense, lad. That's about it, really. So I'd never thought that Klopp would be thinking of leaving. I do think that he needs some time off because he's going through some stuff right now, lad, and it's not okay to have all this pressure put on him either. He's a human being, brother. So I think, in all fairness, I think he should have time off to just mourn his mother, lad. So that's all I can really say on that. And with the fight, lad, that happens in footy, lad. I've had so many fights when I'm playing in football teams with my mates, with whoever else. When you play football, lad, you care. And when you're passionate, you care, lad. So them two having a fight doesn't really bother me. The thing that bothers me, lad, is that if it's got out of the changing room, bro, it's got out of the changing room, and now the rest of the world knows, and that's not cool, lad. That's the type of thing that can't float. You can't be spreading
someone's leaked the information, you reckon?
Even if it's not intentional, lad, like whoever said it, lad, it's not done it intentionally to chat shit, lad. But you've just got to be careful about what happens, because now look at this. Some WhatsApp chat is flying around, loads of play. How do you know what I mean? We shouldn't be seeing that, lad. It's a private thing for the team, and Klopp has got to deal with this now and pick up the mess, lad. If this comes out into the press and be like, this happened, he hasn't got time for this, lad. No one's got time for this. The boys can fight all he wants, but they just need to keep it private. And when they'll sort it out, lads. That's the way teams work. When you're passionate, sometimes you'll have a fight, lads. Just the way it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's been people like Roy Keane come out and said when this kind of stuff has happened in the past, he said, if anything, this can be a good thing. It can kind of re-galvanise the players. It freshens the air, and that's really why I've titled this video "Our Season Starts Again Tomorrow." It seems like there's a fresh slate now, and hopefully going into the derby on Saturday, this is the week that really kicks us up the backside and rejuvenates our season, because Welford, the form right now, it doesn't make for good reading at all, and obviously there are other factors that have contributed to that. But when you know, your own goalkeeper who's been on top of the world for the last 18 months makes mistakes like he's been making in the last 2 games. It's almost like you need a big kind of blow up to happen. So then you can all, you know, settle down again and go, right, what's happened has happened. Put it under the carpet and we move forward now.
Yeah, definitely. And what he said then is like with Roy Keane saying that sometimes the good things happen, which I totally do agree with. And obviously yesterday around midday, Salah came out with an Instagram post and tweeting that, and that looked very promising. He said, like, we're champions, we're gonna fight like champions. We know it's not been a good patch the past couple of months, and at the end he said that that's the one thing I can promise you is we're gonna fight like champions. So for me, that's a positive sign. It looks like the players all understand how bad they've been, and now they're going to start going for it, getting their arse into gear because they need to. And I think all players know in that dressing room, they all know how bad they've been. And as a team, as individuals, none of them have lived up to expectation other than maybe Henderson and Salah, which I can only give
Salah's
credit,
been
and maybe
brilliant, lad.
Wijnaldum. I know, and I feel like for me, that Salah Instagram post, the only one to do it, and I feel like for me, the players probably gone, okay, we need to start getting a bit of form now, because if we start losing a couple of games, if we lose tomorrow, then our season is well over. And it's weird to say that Liverpool, the only hope is to try and get top 4, and that's what our season is, to try and win games to get top 4, which we shouldn't be having to do. But yeah, I feel like for me, I think tomorrow we could see a really, really good overall game by Liverpool, and these are going to be a tough side. But I feel like for me, with that Instagram post of Salah and the way he said at the end that he can promise us we're going to fight like champions, and so that's just very promising in my eyes. And I hope the players get into the head, they work hard in training, they work hard on the pitch, and that's what we care about, giving effort. If they all come out tomorrow and try their best, play really good football, then we'll all be happy to see a bit of a change. But it's going to be tough. But that Instagram post of Salah was very promising in my eyes.
Yeah, his agent actually came out and quote tweeted it on Twitter and said, "I'd believe him if I were you."
Exactly.
So it looks like this post from Mo is means something, because we've all seen it in the past. You know, the social media guy at the club will copy and paste a bit of text to a player and say, "Oh, Mo, can you tweet something like coming back stronger next week? We'll be ready." And we've seen that happen before, but this, it does seem like it's real. So let's get into the preview itself then. Liverpool playing Red Bull Leipzig tomorrow in Budapest in Hungary, which is the weirdest of locations for a Champions League round of 16 game. But if you are watching this now, don't forget to like and comment, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. But Doyle, in their last 6 games in the league, Red Bull Leipzig have won 4. The only loss that they've had was at home to Mainz, one of Klopp's former teams. They're currently sitting 4th in the the Bundesliga, and they're kind of doing all right, doing very well actually this season, RB Leipzig. We've played Salzburg before, one of the other Red Bull kind of franchise teams. Daz here says it's great to see Doylad back. That's what we all love. Loving that. Beautiful stuff. And James says, "Hi Darren, hope you're doing good, lad." Not too sure that Darren. Oh, is this Darren? It's Daz TV, Darren Whelan's channel, is it? No, is it?
I think so, yeah. Look at the picture. It's him, in it. Is that him?
It looks like Klopp in that picture. But fair play, Darren. He said he was going to make a YouTube channel. So yeah, Daz TV. I love that. Wicked. So right, Doyle, they're on good form. We are not. I mean, they're going to be licking their lips, aren't they? I mean, they've just seen us lose to Leicester in the build-up to this game. They are going to be the favourites, if anything. They're the home team in this leg.
For the rest of the season, have no hope of winning anything. I'm not really putting my hopes on anything. If we win something, wonderful. If not, I just want to see Klopp and this team recover mentally, recover all that fatigue.
Go again next year.
Just get prepared for next year, lad. Yes. Just the way City have. City done it the other year. They played really poorly last year, and this season they've come back and won 16 in a row or something crazy. Lad. So
crazy.
The way I see this game going is probably going to lose it, lad. But you know what I mean? We're probably going to lose, lad. But it's one of them. They're a great team, so I don't mind losing to them. The one thing that's in the back of my mind is throughout the season we played different in the Champions League. So we've not just been the same team in the Premier League. For some reason, we seem to play better in the Champions League. So hopefully that'll be the same thing. But I just not get my hopes up essentially, because you can't at the moment, lad. You can't put that pressure on a team that's not fully functioning, lad. Simple as that, really.
Yeah. No, listen, it makes complete sense. Leipzig absolutely kind of way in front ahead of the likes of Dortmund. I mean, if you look at Dortmund's form, very similar to Liverpool. They've only won one in their last six, 13th in the form table. But I mean, if Leipzig do carry on, are they looking at maybe a second finish? I mean, if you look at the table right now, Bayern Munich obviously, well clear, 5 wins in a row for them. But are Leipzig actually the kind of team that can break that kind of stronghold of a 1-2 of Munich and Dortmund?
Yeah,
definitely.
lads. They've already shown that before. They play great attacking football. That's why I'm worried for tomorrow, because if they want to play attacking football against us, they can score goals against us. Didn't we play them last time? Who did we have in the back last time when we played them?
I think it was Salzburg we played, wasn't it?
No. We definitely played Leipzig.
No, it was the Austrian. It's like the Austrian team, isn't it?
Are you sure we didn't play the Leipzig
it's
as well?
I'm pretty sure we haven't played
we
Leipzig
did.
before.
It's like the Austrian one where like Naby and Mane and like Minamino were all okay.
I know we played Minamino and Haaland and all that. We
they're from the Austrian one. They're like it's in like
we played against RB Leipzig as well, you know.
No, I think United did recently, and they got knocked out.
Yeah, they got beat
season. Yeah, so Leipzig beat United in the quarterfinals last season. They've played Tottenham. They've played.
Who's in our group?
Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like,
it was
the Liverpool. Yeah, we played Salzburg and we beat them 4-3 last season, and we drew 2-2 with them away, as well in a friendly. But then we played them in the Champions League home and away. We beat them 2-0 away. Is when Salah scored that goal from the impossible angle. You remember? Yeah. And then at home, the leg was Minamino and Haaland. So yeah, the Red Bull, and obviously, listen, we've bought Naby Keita from Red Bull Leipzig as well. So if anyone knows about them, it's Naby, it's Klopp. In terms of a score prediction, obviously it's going to be a tough one. No one is here saying we're going to storm this one 3 or 4-0. But if we are to progress more into the Champions League and at least get a semi-final appearance under our belts, then this is the game that we do have to really play professionally, and we can't be as open as we were the other night. I'm going personally. I mean, at this stage, lads, I'd even take a 1-1. Go back to Anfield with a 1-1 with that away goal. So, Welford, I'll come to you first, and then we'll get into our combined lineup prediction. But Welford, what's the score going to be tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm saying 1-1. I just don't think there's the class team. I feel like for me, honestly, the one team in England that sees Champions League is us. That is our whatever. That's like our bread and butter. We do so well in it. And as Daryl said, some performances in and out of the league, obviously before Christmas when we were playing like on a Wednesday or Tuesday night in the Champions League, and then the league on a Saturday or Sunday, and we were just different class in it. We've obviously battered Atalanta away, which are a great team. Had some great results in there. So for Ajax away 1-0, some great results, and that's when it was looking very promising for Liverpool. But then we'd go back in the league and we'd like drop points to Brighton away or something stupid. But yeah, I'm not confident because I seen Leipzig against United absolutely dominant, 3-0 up, and obviously United scored 2 late goals, but they were dominant the whole game, Leipzig, until the last 15 minutes. And they've got a great all-round team. Defence is solid keeper, can score goals. They play some really good style of football as well. Got some great midfielders. But yeah, it's going to be tough, and I'm not on the recent form. I can't physically pick us to win, so I'm just going to say 1-1.
You're going with 1-0. Can you name an away scorer?
I'll go Salah because he's the only one that looks like he wants to score goals and actually wants to put the ball in the back of the net. The other two, I just don't know what are up with them.
Yeah, fair enough. Doyle, let's come on to you then. We're both going for a draw. You've already said it looks like we're going to lose this one. What's your prediction there, man?
Well, so I'll go with you. I'll say 1-1 draw. I'm not really hopeful for it. Like what Welford said, when they played Man U, lad, they were on top and they were pushing. The one thing that's given me a little bit of hope is that they just lost that Unai Campo or whatever his name is.
He can still play. I think he can still play though.
He can still play, but he's going in the summer, I think.
But that could be in his head. You never know. That could do some of the team.
Could be in his head also, but also nah. And now I am a little bit worried now because they've got the defence. We'll just have to see. We're like 1-1. I think we're going to lose, but 1-1.
Satvinder says 2-2. Joe Brady thinks Thiago will score.
Had a bloody score.
2-2 would be
2-2 would be a
decent. We
good
definitely
score.
take that before the start of the game. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the predictions for the lineup. I mean, is there any shout, as Anfield Agenda here says, to drop Alisson because of the last 2 games and bring in Kelleher? But I think Kelleher's injured, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, they did.
Just keep
Yeah,
Alisson in.
you
You
need
can't drop him
it.
after
Yeah,
the mistake.
this is a massive game, and if you were to drop him, you would have dropped him at Leicester. But there's no way. I know it's a bit awkward to like this. I think for me, this is the biggest game of the season because if we get battered here or don't show any good positive signs in this game tomorrow, then our season's well off, and we've got to just regroup and just get ready for next year. So for me, no matter how bad he is, he could still pull off. He can still make some worldly saves, and then if for some reason, I hope he doesn't, but if he makes a mistake again today, then I totally agree. Maybe if Keller is fit for Everton, I think I can trust him in net for the derby. But this is too big of a game. It's like our biggest game of the season. So no matter how bad he is, I'd just still play him because that's just going to get him down. But if he does a mistake again, I totally understand the dropping him against Everton if Keller is fit. But not tomorrow. This is a massive game.
Yeah, big game. Need your big players for that. Although Alisson has really messed up in the last couple of weeks and cost us 2 huge results, you do have to keep him in. But then again, if he does make a mistake, one more, I do think Keller has to come in. Let's try and do the defence. I mean, we saw Henderson and Kabak unsuccessfully partner up on Saturday against Leicester. Is this the type of game where, I mean, who is available? It's so difficult to actually understand who's fit. I mean, Fabinho's out, Matip's out, Gomez out, Van Dijk out. Let's try and put a defence together, lads, for this one. I mean, Trent and Robbo, that's fine. But
I'm saying Fabinho's not fit. I don't think he'll risk Phillips. And it's sad to see, but you need Henderson back in that midfield. And obviously, the new signing, Davies, obviously picked up a knock, which is fantastic, in it. But yeah, you can't. I don't think you can play Phillips and Kabak, especially in this big of a game. I know Kabak is used to play football, but this is everything I'm saying it. But this is our biggest game of the season, and it's too risky to play because they're both great centre halves. But Henderson struggled with Kabak. Not that was anyone's fault, but I just feel like for me, just play it safe and just do the same back line as Leicester because we know we can trust Henderson at the back.
Yeah, again, not ideal. Obviously, having Henderson in midfield does change everything. Wenger even said it in his coverage for beIN Sports at the weekend. He said, it's not only Van Dijk not being around, it's the fact that you can't put Henderson in his position, which Liverpool fans have been screaming. But, you know, now maybe the wider footballing world are starting to actually see how influential Henderson is in the midfield. Right, into the midfield then. We've got some shouts here for the defence. Trent, Phillips, Kabak, Robbo for me. Nat Phillips is also a player that we could play. That's probably maybe a better solution there to play Kabak and Phillips, just so we can play.
No,
I wouldn't risk him.
Kabak needs a leader next to him. He's a brand new player. He needs a leader right next to him. He's only 19, 20, whatever age he is, lad. He needs somebody to tell him what to do, bro. You cannot leave him on his own in that pitch in this Champions League game and go, bye, lad. Here's another unexperienced player next to you. That's the stupidest thing ever. No.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I agree. Just put it into the
There have been a couple of shouts recently, lads, that Thiago has been a bit of a liability defensively. You saw him give away that free kick at Leicester at the weekend. Henderson had a bit of a go at him for that, which I think was perfectly called for. Thiago has picked up a lot of early yellow cards in games recently that have put us on the back foot. And if Thiago doesn't make that silly foul on Maddison, maybe we don't lose that game. But is he another name that definitely starts for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
He starts.
You can't
On that note, lad, he's definitely had yellows throughout the games, lad. But he's definitely been, in the last 2 games, been better with that. You can see that he has, lad. Even
he's not that
foul on Maddison. He just got nutmeg, lad. Like, what's he supposed to do there, lad? He just
exactly, because I agree with that. Because if he lets him go, then he's throwing goal, and I'd rather him foul him than let him run through in the box.
I don't even think he meant to foul him. That's the point, lad. I think he just got nutmegged and was like shit and tried to close his legs, and he ran into his legs, lad. That was it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know, but
he does need to step up a bit.
He is rash, though. I agree. Yeah. He hasn't got the goal or assist, lad. I've seen all memes of him, where it's like this player doing all techie shit, but then not doing anything with the ball, and that's about what he's been doing. And he's lovely to watch. But get the ball to someone that'll score a goal or score one yourself, kid, please.
Just pass the ball to Salah and Thiago, then it'll be fine.
So Thiago, who else joined him in midfield?
Wijnaldum, Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
It's the same team against Leicester, but
that midfield needs a leader in it, lad, and it doesn't quite have one. They're all workhorses, yeah. Thiago, I feel like, could be the leader in that, but he's not, because he's irrational, lad, and he doesn't do the right things at the right times. He's just a passionate player. Gini is like that quiet player that just does everything right.
Yeah.
But he's not a leader. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's great, and then you
can't rely on Curtis Jones. Yeah, no.
He's too young, lad, and he's a great player, great little fancy player, but he still needs someone to slap him on the back of the head sometimes as well, lad. So that's why in that midfield we're struggling. I would even say put a James Milner in there or something. Not even messing.
His hamstring from Leicester. I would have put Milner in probably over Thiago or something, but for me the only problem with that midfield is no one can do the sitting role as good as others. You know what I mean? Like Wijnaldum's done it. And then Wijnaldum's done it over, exactly, and Henderson does it as well. But the only thing is, like, Wijnaldum did it against Tottenham and did it a bit against West Ham and that, but he can't like do it as good as others. And when, I just feel like for me, you'll see a different Thiago when Henderson's in that midfield, but we can't do anything because the crisis at the back, and I'd rather just play that midfield and Henderson at the back than try and risk Phillips and that. But I feel like what a lot of people need to understand is when Henderson's back in that midfield, he covers. Obviously, when Robbo and Trent go so far forward, Henderson's the best at covering at right back, left back. He's just the best at sitting in front, other than Fabinho. And so for me, when Henderson's back, you'll see a completely different Thiago because he doesn't have to worry about getting back as much. Obviously, we still want to defend, but he can sometimes, when he's got the ball going, instead of just giving it, he could go, you know what, I'll go forward during the attack. And because I think Henderson's the best in the team other than Fabinho, than covering the runs. He doesn't mind sitting back. He controls the play, gets the tempo going. But one of them three in the midfield need to step up tomorrow and say, I'm going to sit back a bit. I'm going to play the number 6, and we need to work hard. But I think for me, the main shout is probably Thiago to step up a bit here. He's got the most experience. He's played in so many big games over the past 3 years, and he needs to go, listen, lads, this is a tough game. It's going to be a tough battle, but we need to work hard, make sure we're defending, make sure we're attacking. And Curtis Jones, yet again, he tries so hard, he works hard, so I don't have a problem with him starting at all. He'll give 100%. But we need Thiago to step up tomorrow night, big time.
To be honest,
in my opinion,
Curtis Jones is like the biggest thing to come out of the season for me, lad. He's the highlight of the season for me. It's been crap, but at least we've been able to see what type of player he's been able to develop into, and he's been good. Techie, lad. I've never seen a Scouser as techie as Jones, lad.
And so confident.
Yeah,
he's very confident as well, which I like. It's like he's not bothered. He'll just like City. He was pressing. He was winning the ball back. No one else was doing that, and he's not bothered. He wants to work hard. He loves the club. He wants to play hard. Yeah. He's so skillful. He can, and he's had every time I see him play, he always wants to shoot, and he's made some great. That was it. I think he had the effort against City, didn't he? Where he just took a deflection. He wants to get full. He wants to help the attack. He wants to have a shot, and he's done more than Mane and Firmino in the attacking third than I've seen them. So, but I really like Curtis Jones, and as Doyle said, he's probably the most promising thing this season. Every time he's played, he's had a great game. Again at Leicester, so skillful, confident, working hard, winning the ball back, and
Yeah, well, and then we know it's going to be the 3 lads up front that it normally is. So we'll leave it there. Alisson, Trent, Henderson, Kabak, Robertson, Jones, Thiago, Wijnaldum, Firmino, Salah, and Mane. We're all going for a draw, to be honest. 1-1, 2-2, we'll take it.
That's the first time not
so this has been your match preview and your lineup prediction for tomorrow night. Please, before you leave, drop us a like, and also please make sure that you go and subscribe to Welford TV and Doyle. They're both their channels are in the description, so go and make sure you follow them up, and we will see you after the game tomorrow for the post-match reaction show as Liverpool play RB Leipzig.
Big game.
In the Champions League. Big game. Welford even said it's the biggest game of our season. And then we've got Everton on Saturday.
Come on.
Right. Take care, lads. We'll see you soon.
See you tomorrow. Nice one, lads.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.